slide. This is the RomHack Race level from week 195. This is Sleeptalk by JankPickle. And this is one that I did finish before. I just lost the footage for it, so gonna redo this. So at the beginning here, I need to slide down the slope. I do need to have the jump button held, so it's really nice that there's a block right at the beginning. That lets you hold down jump without needing to do it before the level even starts. There are a bunch of piranha plants in here. They can be killed by sliding through them. Since there's not a slope on the ground before the piranha plants, I need to keep my slide state. I do that simply by avoiding pressing either left or right on the D-pad, and also by not jumping. You can still grab shells as you're sliding, which lets me snag that one for a quick shell jump. Now with the Koopas there, I'm slowing down in midair to be able to bounce off of them, which does end my slide state. I just have to do controlled bounces across them instead. Okay. So, I killed the 3 plants. I needed to spare the spiny that was there, because I need to spin jump off of it to get to that second one. Looking back, I really like the start of this level. It seems like you'd have to go as fast as possible because the bullets shoot out immediately, but the speed that you get by sliding means that you get pretty far ahead of the bullet bills and you have to wait for them. It just makes for a very forgiving opening. I know that there's something coming out when I hit this on-off switch, and then I'm gonna have to be sliding and bouncing off of it. It turns out it's a disco shell, and it just kind of carries me along automatically. Now, instead of picking up this shell, if I just slide into it without holding run, I'm gonna get it started rolling at a pretty slow speed, which is exactly what I need to bounce off of it for the second time. Now, we're sort of turning the level on its head now because previously it was all about just maintaining sliding as long as possible. Here I have to stop sliding in order to bounce off of that stationary swooper. Now with this yellow shell, this is something I suffered a lot on during the actual race, and I remembered this. Instead of trying to go through there in one smooth motion, I actually take the shell and place it in the middle of the slope, and that allows me to get the proper sliding speed every time by jumping onto this and sliding through. It's definitely not intended, but it gives me a twofold advantage. If I somehow miss the note block that kicks that shell up into the air, it doesn't really matter, and I can still set up the shell on the slope the way I want it to be. And then what I do with the shell is I do a shell jump off of it as I'm still sliding. I need to keep my slide state so I can go through all those piranha plants. So my speed has to already be exactly what it needs to be. And I'm also adjusting my jump by releasing the jump button. Now a charge and chuck works a little bit like a disco shell. Depending on which side of the chuck you land on, it'll push you automatically to that side. It pretty much takes care of your speed for you, and you just have to bounce high or bounce low depending on what the obstacles are. Just missed the jump off of that to get to the Koopa. I'm going to bounce off of both Koopas. There's a green block there that's going to have a feather in it, with a shell on top of that. Basically, I just have to shell jump up to get the feather. I just love seeing that bouncy part. It looks so smooth when it all comes together. I know that setting up the shell this way is slower than just going, but I saved so much pain and heartache over trying to get that shell to go right away. Now that I have the feather, I use it to get onto that slope, and since it's a slope, I might as well slide down it. My time during the race was 58 minutes and 54 seconds. That put me in 10th place out of 14 racers who finished. This was JankPickle's first level for the races, and it was really fun even though there were a couple setups that could be inconsistent. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'm going to keep putting out these videos showing my part of every week's RomHack race. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more here on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitch and TikTok. My links are down in the description.
It's over!